Hey, school success makers. Welcome to another edition of the School Success Podcast. I'm your host, Mitchell Slater, and today we're going to do something new that we've actually never done before. We're gonna try it out and see. Let's just see how it goes. We kind of finished our mini series where we're going through things that you guys can do to help with enrollment, since we're obviously right in the middle of enrollment season. But then we've had some just great episodes in the past, and we've had over 100 episodes for the School Success Podcast, which is just awesome. So many great people, great interviews, and just great things that I've learned, and I know you guys have learned as well. So we're going to try something. We're going to do some episodes with just highlights of the different things we've learned from the different guests we've had on, and we're going to try and piece a few of them together for each week, so you guys can kind of get a recap of some of the biggest takeaways, the biggest moments that we've had on the podcast. So that's what we're going to do. So a little different, but I hope you guys enjoy and get some little nuggets from the episodes that you can, again, as always, take back to your school to make it better than it is right now. So please enjoy this week's highlights and episodes from past episodes on the School Success Podcast. Enjoy.
Time for school.
As a private Christian school with limited resources, if you don't have a solid vision and know where you're going, how are you going to say yes or no to things, right? So in any given year, you're going to have a plethora of parents who are going to say, hey, we ought to do this or that, or you'll even have donors who will say, hey, I would like to give money for this particular thing. And the question, well, how do you say yes to that, or how do you say no to that? And it has to be the vision of the school. Like, is this pushing our vision forward, or is this just another bell or another thing to juggle in this, that doesn't fit? If it doesn't fit, you should say no, right? That's the, as a head of school and as a board, that is the biggest responsibility you have, is to say yes to the right things and no to the right things.
Say our student success levels, parent satisfaction rates, our enrollment. Those are our three areas we always try to hit real hard, and they seem to be working for us. So for student success levels, we're really big on differentiating instruction, meeting each child where they're at. We do a lot of one-on-one lessons, small group lessons. And due to our program layout, our students are still coming each day prepared and ready to learn. We're still able to meet with them. Our staff even do one-on-one student conferences. So in addition to parent-teacher conferences, they're meeting with the students and pushing them. So when we do the national testing to be able to compare to other schools, every year we rate way above the public schools in our area and in our state. It's really amazing to see how great our kids are doing and how much they love learning, because we install that in them at a very young age.
Hey, school success makers, just a really quick break from the episode to highlight our amazing sponsors over at America's Christian Credit Union. They are celebrating 65 years of service this year, and they provide essential school banking services and a tuition financing program for schools looking to reduce their risk and administrative burden. And you guys can find out all about them on their website, americaschristiancu.com/schools. That's americaschristiancu.com/schools. They are amazing over there, and I always like to say, if you're a school that collects tuition and you have a hard time collecting all of tuition at the end of the year, maybe it comes around May, June, you're like, man, we only got collected 95 or 98% of what tuition was owed to our school. One of the things you can do is have your parents get a tuition financing loan through the credit union, and then they pay the credit union directly, and you get your funds up front at the beginning of the year as the school. So you don't have to chase people throughout the year, and you can focus on what you do best, and that is loving and educating your students. And it doesn't cost your school anything to do it. So check them out online, americaschristiancu.com/schools. All right, back to the show.
The big point with the vision, like, why do we exist? What are we aiming for? And then be clear on that. And that gives you the guidelines for how you run your school, to evaluate all your programs, to evaluate the school's culture, to evaluate the classes and things. And when I say school culture, I just want to say that is probably The difference between an okay school and a great school is going to be your culture, and building that to form. I mean, your end in mind is going to be formed by that culture.
So typically, we do an end of the year parent survey. With the times this year, I created a mid-year survey. I wanted to see what families were thinking, be able to make changes if there were areas that they were not feeling involved in or weren't having good experiences in. I didn't want to wait till the end of the year and say, oh, well, we'll fix it for next year.
Hey, school success makers, just a really quick break to highlight one of our amazing sponsors, and that is ClassReach. Now, ClassReach supports schools of all sizes from application to graduation. Take charge of your school with ease, power, and mobility using ClassReach, the school management software administrators and teachers love using. You can get your free demo at classreach.com. That's classreach.com. They are amazing people, and they provide this amazing SIS software for you to keep track of your students' grades, communicating with families that are enrolled, and a whole bunch more. So again, check it all out on their website, classreach.com. They are awesome. All right, now back to the show.
It really is nice to be able to communicate to a potential donor, like, this is what we do, and this is why we do it. And the vision is compelling, and it should be compelling enough that a donor, even if they know nothing of your school or even know nothing of the church or of Christianity or anything, but you'd say, this is the need in our culture. This is our vision. This is what we're doing. They can grasp it, like, and go, yeah, that's a good. And then when you show them that you're actually doing what you said you're doing, money always follows ministry, I think, is often quoted. I believe that sincerely, but it's not the complete thing. There's a money follows a good vision that's happening.
And I'm a big believer of being proactive and combating things before they become an issue. Before you get a review left that's negative, it's something that you should have already known about. So if you can be proactive going forth, and it helps to, you can meet with families if they have an issue going on or if they are dissatisfied in any area.
If you're looking at becoming a head of school, here's my big advice. Learn to have thick skin and be able to say no to good things. Because this, Mitchell, it's the hardest part of your job is going to say no to good things. Saying no to bad things is easy. Saying no to outrageous things is easy. Saying no to something that's going to put you into a big deficit is easy. Saying no to a good thing that doesn't fit into your vision is hard. And you need to be able to stick to your guns. And so long as you have a board who's backing you and says, yes, this is the vision of the school, good job, you can do it.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that recap of some of the past episodes we've had on the podcast. And as always, I'm just hoping that you guys can take at least one thing away from any of these episodes that you can take back to your school to make your school better than it is right now. There's so many great things inside of these podcast episodes that we're hoping you guys can take back and use. So if you need to, go back and scan through some of the episodes. You can read through them and see some of the different people we've interviewed, the topics that we've talked about, and maybe you can grab something from there that maybe you're currently in the middle of, or you're going through, or you're just wanting some extra help or guidance on. Great way to kind of scan back through and look at the podcast. But hoping you guys kind of enjoy these kind of quick recap episodes. And as always, I've mentioned it before, we have three great free resources for you guys to check out. The first one, of course, is what you're listening to right now. It is the podcast. It's free, weekly episodes coming out that we want you guys to make sure you're chiming into and listening to and soaking in. The second one, we have a great Facebook community that we want you guys to make sure you're a part of, completely free. And it's called School Success Makers. So if you're on Facebook, go join in there. I'm personally in there. Love to see you in there as well. Or you can ask questions, connect with some different school leaders that are in there from all over the world. And then the last and last one of all of that is our School Success Report, which you can sign up for on our website currently, schoolsuccessmakers.com. In the top right-hand corner, you can click the button School Success Report. It is a weekly email that will go out, just kind of going over different articles that our team has written, highlighting some teachers, giving some articles and ideas that we have come across that we want to make sure you guys are seeing as well. So make sure you're getting that every week. Some great content that the team has prepared so we can put it out there for you guys to check out. And as always, if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, or ideas, we want to hear from those, and we want to hear from you with those. So please contact us through our website, schoolsuccessmakers.com, and let us know those so we can better serve you guys. And we love you. We appreciate you. And we'll be back here next week with another awesome episode as usual on the School Success Podcast. We'll see you then.